Hello, Opophiles! Today we're going to be processing cane, which is perhaps the most important step to making good reads. Before we do that though, I wanted to take a minute to celebrate all of the wonderful accomplishments that my students have made this year. I teach virtually, and you can sign up for lessons in the description, but we had successful band auditions, getting into the top bands at middle school, high schools. We had a successful community band audition, which is very exciting, and one of my students is even going to Eastman next year. Super proud of her. So sign up for lessons in the description below if you're interested in learning how to play the oboe a little bit. Let's make some reads.
Okay, so we're going to start with a pound of cane here. And first thing you need is to pull out a bunch of these tubes. So there are a lot of different strategies to splitting the tube. My favorite thing to do is just use this tri-splitter. I know some people use a razor blade so they can select their favorite piece from the tube, but I found it takes a long time. So I use this splitter. It splits it right into three, and then the cane kind of sits and adjusts to the environment anyway. Then you need to measure the cane. I'm going to use this radius gouge, which I love on the Musico ruler. Super cool tool that's really low tech, but it has all of the measurements, so you can be a little more precise with your cane selection. So I use a 10.5 radius, so I'll occasionally use this duck, quack quack, which is only going to measure out 10.5 radius cane. I believe it's 10.5 inches, so just be careful with this if you're converting to millimeters or centimeters. Afterwards, you're going to use this pre-gouger. I used to use the Filier, which is just a push pre-gouger. This one is a really cool crank one from reeds and stuff. It takes out the middle of the reed as well, or I should say middle of the piece of cane.
Busted.
To save your gouger. It also checks your cane for straightness. If the cane is not straight or not the right diameter, it will destroy that piece of cane. So I guess that way you don't use it to actually make a reed. And then you just use another piece to pull it out. So it's a little expensive, but I found that over the long term, this helps with the gouging process, which is the next thing we're gonna do. That's right, it's time to gouge the cane. So this is like a little spoon that scoops out the inside of the cane. It will bring the piece of cane down to a thickness that will vibrate, hopefully, once you get the right shape in during the scraping process. So this is a Ross machine. I've also used an Inolady machine in the past, and I have a video for that. So once you've gouged the cane, you're going to check the thickness with this micrometer, and it looks like this thickness is about 58, which is well within my acceptable range, which is usually 58 or 59.
So today we're going to make some student reads. We're going to start by putting it on the easel. This is a cheap easel. I had 3D printed. It's pretty sweet. So definitely much cheaper than the wooden ones. And we're just going to do this. And I've been tying differently these days, so I thought I'd share that with you. We're going to do a little bit of an angle there. And the key here is the overlap. If you're tying without the overlap, you're risking not only leaks, but also loose sides. Just tear that off. And this is student cane. I gouge it a little bit thinner so that the kids don't have to struggle so much when they're just brand new. And I'm actually use my shirt here to protect my thumb. If your knife is really sharp, you can do this without protection, but we just need to be skinny. And the reason we're chopping off the sides here is to get it to fit on to the shaper. So this is shape. A lot of people ask me what shape I use. I use the Kilo -1. I've been thinking about trying something else, but every time I try something else, I come back to Kilo -1, so it's just kind of been my shape forever. But definitely be curious about shapes, try it out. And these are student reads, so usually I'm having to knock them out either right after a lesson or right before a lesson. These are going out to some students in Florida and Vermont, so you might know who you are if you're about to get this read in the mail. So we're just gonna use the razor blade and shave away everything that is not a reed. And then what you have left is a reed. All right. Okay, so then you just check with your fingers, make sure that's smooth, and then hopefully it is.
And once it's smooth, you can take it off of the shaper tip. And that is the telltale piece of cane that's shaped like a reed. You can tie this on and make your reed and scrape away now. So that's it. Good luck. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this with other Oboe players. And when in doubt, play beautifully.